reproduce
Yes.
through like the spores, right?
Through the spores.
But you said unless you cultivate them.
Unless
What does
you
that
cultivate
mean?
them. Okay, so when the spores meet and they create the network, the spores are one cell, both
Yeah.
one cell. When they meet, they become a two-celled organism. Now, each two-celled organism network can be replicated. So, for example, you can get a fresh mushroom, very, very fresh, not live. You cut it in the middle where it's sterile,
Yeah.
and you get a piece of it, and you put it in a medium that is sterile. It will just continue to spread. Yeah.
Can you see it with the naked eye?
As it's growing, which is, for example, what you see in bread, like mold.
Yeah.
So at that point, there's actually no spores yet, no. But they
Yeah.
start to meet, and then they start to spread. And you can put, for example, if you get one piece of bread and put it on another piece of bread that's molded, that other piece of bread that is
Will
gonna
get
get molded. Yeah.
Pero ano, di ba, you need certain
Conditions.
a certain amount of wetness.
Yes. Conditions.
And dark.
The wetness is very
No.
important.
And dark, di ba? It has to be dark. Dark and wet.
No, mushrooms don't need light generally. They can get affected by light, but they don't need it. That's why when you cultivate most growing houses, but if you put light, it's just a waste of energy.
Right.
So, but they do need the humidity.
Yes.
They need the
moisture, in,
moisture
the
in the air because mushrooms are generally 80 to 90%
moisture.
water. Yeah.
Parang tao, diba? Aren't
Yeah,
we
like-
90%?
But how do you
I mean,
make it-
70%?
How do you get them big?
I know!
No, I mean like, kasi di ba like kunyari,
You have to take care of it.
kasi sometimes,
Okay, I
you know what?
Yeah, we
Kasi sometimes
encourage
you like
kids say really nice words.
you know like those like gigantic
You
shiitake
take it out on a
mushrooms?
day,
Oh,
with
yeah.
flowers, chocolates.
Yeah, we used to say like
They're the best mushrooms
No,
ever.
yeah, no. Talk to
Really?
the mushrooms. They feel, huh? I really think they're sentient beings. Now, if we were saying that they're
I
one of
wouldn't
the
say that.
they're one of the largest organisms,
But are
right?
they sentient?
There are many studies that point out that they are sentient. For example, in a forest, they've shaded a tree.
Yeah.
Okay, and directly proportion to the minerals that it lost, the other tree was able to get. The other tree lost for what the other tree needed, basically. Pointing out that, and the only system that connected them was the fungal
What's that?
system. So the mushroom's point is that why it's also very healthy and it's symbiotic and it helps like plants and humans is that they try, instead of being parasitic, they try to live
Yeah.
and help out. Like,
Symbiotic.
they live in the plant cell's roots many times
Right.
and bring in the nutrients to the plants.
Unlike a parasite that just feeds off
Yes.
something, a mushroom actually helps the
Helps.
partner.
Yes, there are parasitic
Unlike certain
mushrooms.
co-hosts.
Unlike, but generally they are fungal and animal partners.
Yeah.
I never thought they were fungi.
Yeah,
Meron bang fungal?
why do they always invite the mushroom to the party? Because they're
It's a
fungi.
fun guy!
Oh.
I can see you, Del, will get along
But
just fine.
are they like boy and girl mushrooms?
No.
No.
So a mushroom can reproduce by itself.
Through the spores.
The spores. So one mushroom doesn't need another mushroom with another.
No, it's billions of spores that they release, and then they will just
They will
to-
meet, but a different spore from a different mushroom. Is that how it
It
is?
can be from even
From
from
the
the
same-
same one.
Ah.
It can be from yeah. And there are actually mushrooms itself are only second in diversity in nature to insects. It is one of the least studied sciences, which gets me like excited about mushrooms, like talking about it, thinking about it, because penicillin is a fungi. Like, I mean, there are things in science that have not yet been fully grasped in terms of mushrooms, but everything is pointing towards better health, a better environment. There's a company, for example, in the US supposedly called the Remediators. And what they do is they go to chemically devastated areas like land or like oil spills, things like that. And they use mushroom bags of mycelium or the network of mushrooms, and they put it on the soil so that it absorbs.
It's clean.
Since they're two-celled organisms, they can go in between cell walls. They get only the sugars or the nutrients that they need, and what they leave is organic waste. So they've sped up. They
Yeah, they
made
speed up the process
they speed
of
up the
cleaning
In layman's
yeah.
terms, they clean up the place.
And fast.
And then
fast.
just
And do
turn it
not
into
leave
organic waste.
parang waste that's
Waste.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But it's hard to, for people that want to get into the business of mushrooms. It's not that easy, because you have to
It
replicate.
sounds like it.
You have to replicate the whole
I have
process.
a question because I don't know if we've met any mushroom guy ever.
Ever.
Like someone who talks about mushroom the way that you
We've
do.
met a couple of growers, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not mushroom growers, but just growers in general.
What are we talking about?
What are you doing?
Hey, nako, that caught me off guard.
You should I have like mushroom umbrellas.
Yeah.
I
I wanted for Christmas.
Meron ka bang friends na also into mushroom?
Yeah.
Like, really?
I have 2 other Spanish partners. That's part of Ministry of Mushrooms. They moved in.
What's mushroom in Spanish?
Setas or
Alright.
champiñones or hongos.
Hongos.
Para fungos.
How come you speak Spanish?
I'm mostly Spanish, but I was born and raised here. My mom's Spanish, my dad's Mestizo.
Ah. But you speak Tagalog. You understand Tagalog?
Oh, no.
Ah, okay. Nagsalita ka.
Tagalog naman.
Marunong ka talaga.
Kaputi.
Kaputi, no?
Ang mushroom
It's
sa
not
Tagalog
so,
is kaputi. So,
What did you take up in college?
Yeah, what did you take up in college?
Communications and computer science.
That has so much to do.
Yeah, but you know what I was just thinking when you were saying that?
Parang
You,
biology teacher.
no, you could be a star of a TV series.
The mushroom. I want to do that. Like, don't tell my mom. Pero it's all about mushrooms.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
about mushrooms. Like
Still
Nat
talking
Geo.
Ah, okay.
Nat Geo yan, diba? So this guy goes to far off places, dangerous and all
Yeah.
that, and hence the title of the show, Don't Tell My Mother.
Alright.
Yeah.
Mushroom guy.
Mushroom guy, yeah.
Ah, pwede rin ganun, tapos parang ikaw, like kabuti, you don't know kung saan ka susulpo.
Yes.
Next thing you know, parang boom! I meant turkey. Boom!
Do you cook?
I cook and
Do you cook well?
I do when I'm inspired.
No! Ito na yung mga personal
This is where it starts to come into play.
Recipes are all online. You can go on our
Huwag mo
online.
ibalik doon.
Yeah,
Personal tayo. Ito na tayo eh.
Alright, so if you guys have any questions, don't forget you can tweet them into either one of us. It's at Delamar RS. Also, you can just tweet.
Even the non-mushroom stuff.
Oo,
Yes.
we
Even yung mga
Game
mush,
ka ba?
Game.
even yung mga mush personal questions. Pwede.
I swear, the whole time you were talking about mushrooms, he was just thinking.
No, of course not.
One part of his brain is thinking of all these, jokes
Yeah.
about mushrooms.
I am
Alright.
not.
So if you have any questions,
No, no.
It's
come in.
funny though when what do you do? I sell mushrooms.
Okay.
Okay. But that doesn't work. Like last New Year's, I was walking in Boracay. Hey, it's a mushroom guy. I was like, oh, everyone started looking. I'm like, that's not good here.
Because the things that they will think of.
Yeah.
In Boracay, by the beach.
Yeah, by the beach.
Tapos yung juice, juice,
Mga lumalapit. Hey, we sell in Salcedo Market every weekend. We've got our booth there for people that come by. And at 7 in the morning, some people go, mushrooms. What kind of mushrooms?
why am I not surprised?
Hey, let's ask him about that.
Maaga pa lang,
We'll
We can
take a
ask
break
him.
and then we'll ask him about those kinds of mushrooms.
Alright.